Welcome back, Stas23 here, back again with some knife therapy, and today I'm going to go through my top 10 favorite knives in the collection as it stands before Blade Show 2022, which is just a week or so away, and I thought it was a good idea because I did this last year, just in case I buy something new that might knock one of these out of the top 10. And also doing the forward-facing videos, so if you do not know what I look like, now you do, and you don't have any excuse. Come tell me hi. I love meeting you guys and girls, and it makes Blade Show all that more special to me, at least. So let's pan down and see what's in the top 10. These are in no particular order, but first up we have my totally modified Demko AD20.5, and I think this is in its final form. You have the transparent knives Reblade and CPM Magnacut at 63 HRC and around 10 thousandths behind the edge. Absolute laser beam. Absolutely love Magnacut so far, especially with the custom heat treat on this one. Titanium thumb studs, and then I just got these beautiful, beautiful frag pattern titanium aligner delete scales. These were made for me by Mr. KNIFETHERAPY here on YouTube and on Instagram, and he did an outstanding job. He did the back spacer and the scales, has a nice chamfer going around. There's no sharp spots anywhere. Has like a nice bead blasted finish on it. It looks very, very nice. It looks really similar to the Mini 8020 that I handled the custom version at Blade Show. It looks very, very similar and feels very similar to the one that I handled as well. I have the deep carry clip from Casey Lynch. Only thing that's still stock on this is the back spring and the pivot screw. So definitely love this knife now. It gets carried so often, and it kind of ruined me as far as you know, how well this thing cuts and how well it holds an edge compared to some of my other knives. But that's okay. Next up, we got the Koenig Arius. This is a flipper delete that I picked up at Blade Show last year. Love that deep hollow grind. Very, very sexy lines in this knife. It's extremely comfortable, lightweight for as big of a knife as it is, and it has some of the best action in my collection. Love that thwack it makes whenever it locks open. Just an exceptional knife. Glad to have one of these in the collection finally. Next up, we have the Sharp by Design Mini Tempest, the knife that almost never made it to me. It got delivered to one of my neighbors down the street, and thankfully he was, you know, kind enough to eventually bring it to me after I had already had a seizure behind the scenes. Absolutely beautiful knife. You know, everything that Brian designs seems to be an absolute home run. The OEM is Riot, and they did not disappoint here. I'm not a jimping fan, but if I have to have it, this is some perfect jimping. Love that hand rub satin, and I forget what type of fat carbon this is, but it's beautiful. And then I have the black scales. Absolutely stunning. I'm not even a fan of front flippers, but this thing just flips so nicely. Such a smooth action, and these get smoother and smoother over time. Very comfortable in hand. Nice and medium-sized knife right here. Next up is my Oz Machine Company Roosevelt. This is still my reigning champ favorite knife in the collection. I just love this knife. I would love to get another one so I could retire this one, but till then, this one will keep getting carried. Another excellent slicer. I just sharpened her up probably a month or so ago. Very, very lightweight with that camo fat carbon scale that I asked to get on there, along with the purple Timascus right there, purple backspacer, and black lock side. This is one of the OG Roosevelts. Let's see, to be more specific, this is number 18. I got in early before it was super hard to get a hold of his knives. Now you gotta, you know, get picked in the lottery, which I'm glad he's doing that, so you don't have to try to see who can get on the site first, and just drives me nuts sometimes. Super smooth, super comfortable, super slicey. What's there not to love? I love the Roosevelt. I will own another one day. My number 2 in the collection is still my NCC knives and Rob Carter BBM. Another score from Blade Show last year, and finally got around to reviewing this. If you hadn't seen my review of this, definitely go check it out. You can see me test this bad boy, and it's not just pretty, it also functions excellently as a cutting tool. Believe it. I've always loved the aesthetics of this knife. I just think it looks really, really attractive. And I'm not even the biggest Tanto fan. I mean, I like them, but it's not my like first type of blade that I go for. But this one just looks sexy. And then you have that beautiful micro milling on the blade that he does like a acid wash and then rubs over the flat, so you can actually see that. And then that brush finish on this beautifully milled scale. And I mean, the colors in his anodization just, I don't know, they're just on another level than anything else I've ever seen. And then you have the zirconium geared portion in the middle, beautiful decorative pivot. Only thing on this knife that I don't like, and I don't like it at all, is the zirconium pocket clip. It's just way too stiff, and it doesn't touch, just barely doesn't touch, and it's just way too slippery to where I haven't been carrying this that often unless I'm wearing thick pants, just because I'm scared I'm going to lose it, since it's fallen out of my pants twice, and luckily it was in my truck because I would have been sick. Number 6, we have the Monterey Bay knives, Sea Otter and Magnacut. Another one that has been getting a whole lot of pocket time. I carried this along with the AD20.5 for a long time. Sometimes I would rotate one of them out, but one of the two were in the pocket along with something else a whole lot in the last few months. This knife, you know, it's just a simple knife, but a simple knife done well, USA made, and it's on washers, and it has the most buttery smooth action. Just very, very, very nice. I love it. And the Magnacut's holding up nicely. This one is well used and also tested and reviewed on the channel. If you hadn't seen this one, go check it out. I put one of their Damascus clips on it. I probably need to refinish it soon because it's getting beat up. But yeah, love this knife. And Ray Laconico and Mr. What I'm drawing a blank, Mr. Sanford. Super awesome guys, and I love pretty much everything they put out. I already love the Strider PT, and then the Knife Modders made me love it even more with their beautiful mod work. They completely blasted and tumbled the entire thing. I think it looks fantastic. And then they did the pinstripe on this side, which was a happy mistake. Love it. I think it looks outstanding. And then on this side, we have the frag pattern. Both of the patterns look outstanding. And I thought that the dual patterns would just drive my OCD tendencies crazy, but I love it. I love the fact that it's different. I don't think you'll see another PT just like this one. And that's why I mod most of my stuff, so they can be unique to me. Love the Strider PT. All right, 3 more. Next up, we have the CKF Evo 2.0, I think it is. Yeah, the 2.0. I don't want to talk about, you know, anything to do with where these come from. I'm just talking about the knife. I bought this a while back, and I love the design, the designer as well, Rotten Designs. I love his stuff. I think this is a beautiful, beautiful, well-made knife. Super smooth, super comfortable, and just a outstanding hollow grind on there. Very mean. This is my user, and I have one that I keep decently pristine, mainly because the other one has the hand rub satin. This one, the only thing I'll say, and I cleaned it up pretty good, but this satin, you can kind of like feel the lines. It's like a rougher satin, and every time I use it, it like gathers stuff up on the satin finish. No, it's not a big deal. Spray with some rubbing alcohol and it comes right off. Outstanding. Who else got in? Who got in on the V3s of the Evo? I decided to pass since I already had 2 of this one, but I'm interested to check some of those out whenever they arrive. Number 9, we have my CRK Sebenza 21 large. This was the sonar one, or what I think it was called, with the sonar pattern on the scales. And I saw these titanium frag scales on Got Screwed, or whatever it's called, their site, and I love the frag pattern. So I decided I'd put the frag on here to try them out. And I'm very satisfied with them. They did a pretty good job of matching the color. You can see it's a little bit darker, but this is also a new scale to an older scale. So I think it looks just fine. And I figured, being that I use this one a good bit, that, you know, I could keep the original show scale pristine since it's a unique scale or whatever. And evidently it's a popular one, because I've had so many people reach out to buy this knife from me with that scale on it. But it's not going anywhere, because I've owned many of Sebenza 21s, and this is by far the smoothest large 21 I've ever owned, and I love it. It's staying in the collection. I much rather this than my 31 all day, every day. Last but certainly not least, my Jason Guthrie Scout. Another just astonishing knife and astonishing knife maker. He's a custom knife maker out of South Africa. He does one of the nicest looking hand rub satin finishes that I've ever handled. And surprisingly, I thought I had put a nice scratch in it the other day, but it's holding up pretty well. I mean, I don't use this one to, you know, chop through wire or anything, but pretty much everything else, I've cut a lot of cardboard with this one, and some plastic, and so far so good. It's M390. The only thing is I don't think the M390s ran all that hard. I don't know, but it doesn't hold the edge, you know, any longer than any of my normal M390 that I have. So I don't know, maybe I need to sharpen it one more time. I think I've only sharpened it twice. It's still got a good edge on it. So there you go. That is my top 10 in the collection before I head off to Blade Show in a week or so. Love to hear your thoughts, and what are your favorite 2 knives in your collection as of right now? I'd love to know, and if it's something that I don't own or I've never owned, I may check it out. And if you have any questions about anything that I showed y'all here today, please feel free to ask me. I hope everybody's having an absolute amazing day, and I will see y'all on the next one.